See what you're going to do natural dirt in here. My brother came over for a visit, and well, for the time that he was here, he slept in here. I wasn't really keeping up on my room, so it's kind of a horrible mess right now. I got my Xbox 360 set up for fun. I couldn't have it the normal way right here, so it's vertical. But that's one nice thing about these. I had to fix the power switch. It started not turning on, so I just had to pop off this cover and resolder some things in there. Both these controllers are kind of This one, if you just like tap it when it's on, it'll shut off because there's a bad connection somewhere in there. This one is just spreading apart over here and it'll pinch you, so that's why there's tape there. Yeah, obviously I got my PS3 and my PS4 in there. Random rubbing alcohol. I don't even know what vacuum I really want to use. Oh yeah, this little door stop thing is there because these rooms in this old ass house are kind of slantish. Toby, you want treats? I'll give her one at a time, because then she'll become a pig. You're already a little chubby. What vacuum shall we use? There's a decent bit to choose from. Got the Clean View, which has been recently cleaned out. Very nice and clean. All the filters have been washed. Does have a HEPA filter now. Oh well, actually, after it first dried, oh no, there's still subtle gaps on the sides, which I don't like. And this foam is starting to kind of disintegrate. So I do need to get a new filter set for this. They sell literal older Clean View sets. I love this bin. It cleans so nicely. This has like a purple tint in the first place on the bins in the upper tank. I washed the whole upper tank thing. That blue like spline piece, the little cyclone thing, didn't really turn out that good, but yeah. And this thing is technically still in need of some attention. I don't think the filter is that bad on it. No, not that bad. Clippers. Okay. You go in there? Weirdo. Alright. Obviously, this is the Hoover that has the messed up base. What I did is I just took the bare floor system completely apart, and I just took this gray piece and silicone adhesived it right in. And there's a possibility they were supposed to send me another one of these, but willy-nilly they're like, well, we couldn't find one of these, so we found the closest thing, and they sent me a Hoover. They sent me a model number, and it matches the model number of that Hoover High Performance, Max Performance, I mean. And that kind of pissed me off because there's all kinds of closer things to this. This Max Performance is quite a bit different, actually. We've also got this Clean View. Or no, this isn't a Clean View. It's kind of like a Clean View too. This whole multi-cyclonic, or this powder multi-cyclonic. You can tell it cleans up pretty nice for how old it is. I washed everything. Everything smells like Persil. Well, I can't afford Persil, so it doesn't smell like Persil. It smells like other, I forget what brand we use. Wash this filter. I didn't even take that filter cover off because it's screwed on, and the more I unscrew it and screw it off, it won't thread on to anything anymore. Obey. I mean, we got the shark. I don't know if the hose is dry for it yet. This also cleaned up real nice. I washed the hose on it, washed the cyclone assembly out. These shark bins always seem to clean up real nice. This one's about a year old. Really, the dirt doesn't swirl around in here. It swirls around this opening. Okay. There's still a little bit of dirt on the seal. It actually gets scratched up in here. This is where your dirt swirls around, and the heavy stuff somehow flies up into here. The light stuff goes into here. They're really stupid. I really don't agree with this design. You know it's bad when dirt devils have more cyclonic technology than Shark does. Though the new Vertex actually does have a cyclone. Both these filters cleaned up nice. That's a rust spot there. I didn't take it down to the motor or anything. I didn't even really wipe this out much. I wiped this, but obviously got this little piece of felt and this thick foam filter. And obviously I cleaned off the main body. I looked it up. Thankfully, this HEPA filter is washable. So I washed this. But I used this stuff broke off. There was a beam of it going down the middle and it broke off, so I used some of the some blue rubber stuff that I had. And this stuff doesn't really seem to be working that well either, but I gave it a try anyways. Basically all it does is it keeps all of them kind of together. You can see it is like stretching, but might not be fully cured yet either. Got a little bit right there on accident, but it cleaned up real nice. It was to the point where you could do this and there would be a pile of dust there. So, and I also cleaned all that out. I washed this thing because it was pretty dusty. I really don't like this design. Just go in there. Alright, and then I could try cleaning that window. I don't know how to get these power heads apart. So I guess this is more of a vacuum update, isn't it? Well, whatever. I guess we could do a natural dirt at the end, either way. I did... What is this girl up to? I did take all the screws out, but I think there might be screws hidden behind these little roller wheels, which is annoying. I didn't even lubricate these wheels, but they seem to be okay. I did wash this lower hose. Luckily it's not split or anything. It cleared up reasonably. These shark hoses are kind of weird. Like they stretch, but they kind of take a second. Luckily, you can take this hose off completely. Just doing that. I took these two halves apart. You just click this and this lifts off. Technically, it is kind of like a lift away. It's still just a little more bulky. But yeah. I took all these screws out and I still can't get it off, so I think there might be some hidden behind these little wheels. But I still got all the tangles off the brush. You know, one thing I noticed, and I thought it was kind of cool, is there's like this line here, and I think it's for running your like razor blade down. That's what I did anyways, and it worked really well. I don't really know what else it would be for, but it really helped. These do have a separate brush roll motor. I think these have some of the best swivel of all time. Much better than the Dyson swivel design with the ball. I've actually got a lot of swivel with these, and they've only gotten better with the Vertex and the Apex. It just swivels so nicely, and it doesn't pick up. You know, the Dysons, if you swivel it too much, it'll do like that. With the Dysons, it's super annoying. But yeah, I got the hose right here because I also washed this. Obviously, it's yellowed, like they always get within a day of use. Smells nice. I don't think it's wet anymore. Still don't think I'm gonna use. Still don't think I'm gonna use this one. I saw that. Put the hose back on. That didn't clean up very nice, did it? Assuming the water that drip dried out did that. God, it still looks so grimy. All I did was rinse it out real fast, but that's because I didn't really think it was that bad. Just kind of wipe off the seal here. Okay, that's latched on. All you do is these two tabs here and it pops out. That's not how that goes. It's got this swivel thing, and then you hook it down here if you don't want it to topple over. Even though these things are so narrow, they'll topple over either way. Something doesn't feel right here. How did I? Oh yeah, I had it like this. There we go. Looks a little more. There we go. Obviously, you got the hidden crevice tool here. Crevice tool and the extension wand is all that came with this. I'm assuming a dusting brush would have been there. I got it for free, and it wasn't even a year old when I got it. It's a year old now. Got a reasonably long cord. This isn't the review. What am I doing? I just had this. As far as it's complete, I can put it with the vacuum collection. There's always one hanging out. Maybe we should use. My head is like extra itchy right now. Freaking dry skin, my god. Let's use the Legacy. Oops. I lay this out sometimes when I'm working on a vacuum, or I lay out this little carpet that the cat was just sneaking around in. So yeah, this I haven't really done much with since the running all of my vacuums video. I really like this vacuum. Got it for $70 on eBay, which isn't too horrible. It's not the best, but it is in very decent condition, pretty mint. It does have some scuffing on the sides, but I mostly bought it for this green color. I'm not a big green dude, but it's like, it would just be like an olive green or a forest green. You know, the pedal wasn't broken or anything. The pedals are in good shape. I put electrical tape on them because they were in such good shape. I've never had this off the base before, so this is dirty in here, but matter of fact, the person I got that from, these are both from the same seller, and in the pictures for this one, you can see that one, in the pictures for that one, you can see this one. I'm like, it has to happen, so I bought both of them. They were both the same price too, 35 bucks shipping and 35 for the vacuum, so it was $70 total for both of them, so $140 total once I had both of them in my This one is older. This one's significantly older, but it's in great condition. Obviously, this is where all the attachments will be. Didn't get any attachments with this one. And the dusting brush that I do have won't fit there. So there's like this random little box area here. There's like a rectangle area. So I just shoved this Eureka Bravo extension wand in there. Literally just to hold the brush. It's just a crappy dusting brush. I got a generic set of attachments for my Kirby G4, and just never really ended up using any of them for the Kirby, besides the hose. So I just spread them out throughout all my vacuums. This one has one. Came with 2 generic extension wands, and this I put one on this. This one was the same price, but it didn't come with a crevice tool. It's about in the same condition, really. And the dusting brush. That's my favorite dusting brush that Hoover has ever done. My V2 and my V2 is the same one. This one's starting to develop like a lean. And in the running all of my vacuums video, I fixed that brush while it used to be super loud, and I oiled it up, and now it actually runs really smooth. I need to oil up the wheels on this one. But yeah, it's kind of a funky base on this. But if you want to use the hose, you just switch it over to cleaning tools. I feel like it should say tool cleaning, but neither of these have working lights, but I got a 2-pack for $1, so they're just the normal General Electric lights. But yeah, the lens on that one's a little yellow. This one's pretty good. Stickers still there. This whole thing here is technically a sticker. Hose is in, both of them have very good condition hoses. This one, you can leave the hose connected. There's no real other way to leave it. This one you do not. This one is kind of like a Bravo. You just shove it in there, and this flap closes, and the hose has a opening on it that angles towards the fan. This one you just, and it's kind of like the smart lock, honestly. You just turn the knob and it instantly goes to the hose. That's how this works. Old brass type prongs, very flimsy and loose. Switches here. I think there's some dust built up on that fan. Even though it is direct air, stuff still builds up on that fan and can cause it to run a little bit rough. That's the only reason to ever really replace a fan on a direct air machine, is because they get all unbalanced and dirty and chipped and makes them run horrible. Just like my Eureka Victory, that thing sounds a little better now because I cleaned the fan. But you can actually see a difference in the carpet. Tell a difference in the color of the carpet. You can kind of see at the edge here. Let me do this real quick. This is the vacuum of the week. Still, even though I think it's been a little more than a week now. It's just a good, reliable vacuum. Sometimes when something's proving to be reliable, I'm just, I don't feel like finding a different vacuum for her to use. sounds like the fan might be warped a little bit too, and it's rubbing on the motor housing. That's why the wind down's so weird. Otherwise, everything's in. These things are just so sturdy. These vacuums on a stick. There's no movement in the handle. I think it's pretty much the same story for this. Creaks, but I think that's just the two halves of the handle kind of shimmying up against each other. But yeah. Yep, $70 for both of these. $70 each. But yeah, and obviously the hose. Nothing. And you got suction. So it doesn't have the smoothest sounding running, but it does run. These are just, they're getting old, and you don't see these around much, so if you do find one like this, guys, I would honestly spike it if you're a collector. I swiped this one, there was like 100 watchers, and I'm like, oh god, do I do it? Yeah. And I did it, and I do not regret it whatsoever. I forget how this handle even mounted on, honestly. It was actually kind of complicated to put together. I don't really remember. I mean, I know the caddy just clipped on. But yeah. This is a Hoover Legacy Supreme type thing. I guess this pops off. Oh, it's pretty clean in there, actually. I guess you don't actually need this. How does it even go back on? So, this sticker from the factory is actually off-centered. It's to the right, like kind of crammed up against the right, and then it's, there's a bit of gap there. Assuming it was put on by hand, or the machine was just, why would I do that? Or the machine was just iffy. This one's also shimmied to the left. Yeah. Both of these, this and the caddy vac there over there, leak dust in this area because this is where the fan housing mounts to the motor housing. Your fan is right in there, and they tend to leak a little bit of dust here, and you just have to use some silicone or something. But use only genuine Hoover for Jen. Oh, you want the pillow back? Come on. Right there. What? What is on your... What is that? What is that? Hey, stay still. I'm trying to get it off. Oh, whatever. I don't think it's on there. What? You just ate. Your pillow's there. I don't know what else you want. Oops. Well, how did this fit before? Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, there's a possibility I might be getting another one of these big old things. It's max performance. Oh, this might actually be dry now too. This one dried so slowly now it smells. Ugh. Gross. Whatever. I hate when certain vacuum hoses just don't dry. I think it's because these are black. But yeah. Oh, yeah. What?
Go to bed. Well, I'm not going to bed. I'm just, relaxing and gonna fall asleep soon.
Okay.